Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today is May 6th, 2013, and this is the KNKL Emma Stream, Day 49, where we learn to make comics, and we relax and have fun! I'm your host, Kienan Lafferty, and today we are going to be jumping back into Part 3 of Issue 2 of Emerson! But before we get into that, we need to take a stroll down lovely lane, because we have some amazing new additions to this, as well as a great discovery that I made over the weekend, that I can actually take all of the awesome artwork that you guys have been submitting, and I can actually hit this little button right here that says share, and it'll put it on the front page, right? Because I keep telling people to come in here and check out all the artwork and all the fan art that gets sent in, and you have to click this little cryptic low contrast button and then hit post by others to actually see all the awesome artwork. Either that or go to photos. And, I just kind of got tired of that. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start each week, or whenever I deem fit, I want to basically take one of your pieces and feature it for the week, and like put a little comment and be like, oh, this is why I like this piece, and this is done by this person. Well, your name will be there, so it'll be pretty easy. But basically, I'm going to be featuring one artist per week who submits something awesome to the Emma Facebook, as well as something to the KNKL Facebook as well. But I'll be making that announcement tomorrow. So yeah, send me in your fan art, and you may have a chance to be put on the front page, and I'll talk about you and make you seem awesome. All right, moving on to the next announcement. Part 2 of Issue 2 came out. For those of you who have not gone over and checked it out, please go check it out, because you will enjoy it and it will improve your life, very much so. And the last thing I want to do before we jump into working on Emerson is I want to take some time to thank everyone who has been reading as well as supporting the comic with their hard-earned dollars and their time. I really, really appreciate that. Something new I'm going to be doing every month is I'm going to be creating what I call a thank you picture for all of my awesome readers and people that like to watch the show. And this is the current month's. And additionally, I'm putting your name on the picture if you choose to go to the donation page and donate as little or as much as you want. And if you are curious to find out more information about that, simply click the link below and it will take you there. And you can download the high-res image for free. You just go to the donation page and you click right here and it will download it, and you can use it for whatever you wish. Isn't that great? That's so good. Okay, let's go ahead and close out that down. And let's jump into Emerson. Okay, so I got my script over here, right? You guys can't see it because that would be cheating. That'd be cheating, and I don't want to give away all of the next part, but I will give away the first few pages today as we begin working on them. Alrighty then. So let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and darken in these sketches a little bit. And yeah, I think I'm just going to start kind of cleaning up some little sketches. As you can see, I started already with the first page of the next part here. Basically with the, I know this is so clear and you can tell exactly what it is, but this is a house here. And these are some motorbikes departing the vicinity. Departing the vicinity. And yeah, I'm just like super charged and like ready to go. Just ready to go. Oh, and speaking of that, I do have some other announcements. I mean, I got so much news coming out. It's like, it's crazy. But actually, I should probably wait till tomorrow to give that announcement. There's something that the community has been asking for quite a while. I will be revealing tomorrow on tomorrow's KNKL tutorial. And it will be no laughing matter. Well, there will be laughs to be had, but it is a very serious and awesome thing that many people have been asking for. But that is for tomorrow. Let us talk about today, right now. So yeah, I'm just drawing in some motorcycles here, feeling good, relaxing, using the force of the artist. You can watch the presence in my eyes as I do this. Looks like I'm about to fall asleep sometimes, people have told me. But yes, I'm just letting the artistic flow just happen. I need to make sure that my Word document is not covering up the chat. Alrighty then. So let's go ahead and there's actually a dune buggy. The biker pirates actually do have a dune buggy, and I want to make sure that I show it here. Not because for any particular reason. It's just because they should have a dune buggy, and that's cool. I like riding in them when we go to the dunes or whatever. So yeah, let's give the bikers a dune buggy, and that is my best interpretation of a dune buggy without reference, and that feels quite good. Okay, so one thing that I'm going to start figuring out here is I want to make sure that this looks like they're moving on like a road. So like the house, I'm thinking I might place it a little bit further back. Like I almost want it to be focused on the bikers kind of vacating the scene, and the house is kind of like in the background, right? So let's go ahead and put this more back here. And let's say that this road kind of comes out like this, and then it winds further down this way. So they're kind of going this way. And then they came from over here, right? So they arrived here, and now they're taking off this way, and the road is winding this way. In fact, I might turn the perspective a little bit more like coming towards us. Ooh, that would be nice. That'd be nice. A little bit more work. I can't cop out just by doing the simple little profile silhouettes, but better than nothing. Better than nothing. And it's worth the work. Okay, and you get the flag in there. Again, not worrying too much about proportions and all that stuff, just kind of having some fun with it. Okay? So we got some bikes here, bike tire here. Maybe this can be where we reintroduce Hogarth, right? We haven't seen Hogarth in a little while. He's the biker with the thing over his eyes. Let me show you Hogarth. Let me introduce you to my friend Hogarth. Here he is right here. Right here. This is Hogarth. See, as you can see, he is one of the only bikers that does not feature a face mask. He is actually unmasked, and he just has a helmet over his eyes. A la Metal Slug soldier dudes. But that is another conversation for another time at the Nickelcade. Those of you who don't know what a Nickelcade is, I feel sorry for you. Moving on. Okay, so I'm liking this. I'm liking the general feel. The flow, the shapes are all feeling good. Liking that. We got flags, we got tires, we got dust. All kinds of things. All kinds of good things. You know, I wonder about the guys like that are in the dust cloud. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't make it that big, but I don't know. It still looks cool, so. It looks cool, so those guys can just eat dust all day, and it's actually probably very nutritious. You know, things in the apocalypse, beggars can't be choosers. In the apocalypse, you gotta eat what comes. All right, and let's go ahead and just throw some shapes back here. Yeah, that looks good. Let's make sure to show some shapes kind of leaving from the house back here. That looks good, yeah. And we'll show the hills here. And bear in mind, things are getting darker. We're approaching the darkness, right? And what that means for our heroes, we don't know exactly quite yet. Well, I know, but you don't know. A very secret thing that has to remain secret until the release of the comic. But you'll get a little hint of things to come during this next week or so. And speaking of that, I don't want to get your guys' hopes too high, but I have enlisted the help of some amazing people to help me improve the quality of the comic and hopefully make it come out a little bit more efficiently. Right? So you might be seeing part 3 sooner than you think. But again, I don't want to get your hopes up too high because we got a lot of things going on, a lot of things that I'm trying to improve as far as like things that the community has been asking for and just like overall experience. Website stuff, you know, it's just busy times. But my priority is always, first and foremost, the comic, and will always be that. All right, let's get that chimney in there. Yeah, that does not look like a very good house, but that's okay because we're not worrying too much about that. Okay, so I'm liking the general idea of the shapes going back into this dust cloud. That looks good. Taken off from the house. And now in this next scene here, this next panel, coming down right here. Oh great, was I drawing? Okay, good. You guys could see that. Ha! Yes! Alright, moving on to the next panel. We have Tank in the foreground, right? He's looking all gruff and grim, cool, you know? close up on him, and then Clem is kind of, you know, riding, kind of looking over to the side, showing some good variety going on there. And I'm checking the chat really quick, so I'm going to do my chat dance. Chat dance, chat dance, chat dance. I have an announcement that I'm going to make an announcement tomorrow. Hey, don't you love when people do that? An announcement of an announcement. I should have learned better from my time working at Riot. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue here. Alright, so not worrying too much about like getting all the facial features in. Just kind of want to clean up this line art really quickly, just so I can tell exactly what the end of Tank's head is and where it begins. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this down. And strangely, like, I had the notion that even though Tank has goggles, I almost want him to keep them off for this next part. You know what I mean? I almost want him to take off his goggles. Because if he puts his goggles back on, we might confuse him with another biker. I don't know. I mean, his mask is still different because he's got this mask, you know? But I don't know. Or another thing that we could do is we could put his goggles on and then we can see his eyes through his goggles. Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Please let me know what you think about that in the chat to the right, and I will implement said things, or at least try it out. Because I think Tank's eyes are just so iconic now that I don't want to cover them up again with the goggles, you know, after seeing what he really looks like. But I don't know. Talking about this here. You don't want to forget about that face, right? As soon as you put these back down here, I don't know. Is he still gonna look like Tank? I don't know. I hope so. I'd hope so. His costume is a little bit more different than the other bikers. So I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, let me make sure you guys can actually see that. Okay, good. Closing it. Closing it. See, because this I feel like would work. Right? You got the visor kind of down, his eyes are peeking through there, and you see the face mask there. I was, however, thinking about giving Clem some goggles. But Clem is almost going to be the opposite case. He's going to have his mask down and his mustache, because I just want to draw his mustache like flying through the wind. I think that's going to be super cool. So I was thinking about giving Clem some goggles and then his mustache kind of flailing around everywhere. But I leave that in the hands of Ja people. Let's see what Ja people have to say. You get to help me create the comic. How awesome is that? All the people watching on YouTube, you don't get to do this. Only the people that join me live get to do this. So if you want to join me live tomorrow, or rather Wednesday, make sure you show up. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when the show goes down. That's where you go. That's where you go. Alright. So I'm liking that. It's looking good. It's looking good, looking good. It's looking like Steamboat Willie style, right? With the little Pac-Man eyes. Maybe I should have just made the comic in that style. Dang it. Is it too late? Is it too late? I think I could go back. I could go back and just like retrofit everything to be this style now. We're doing Pac-Man eyes, 1920s cartoons for the rest of the comic. We just changed styles midway through. Or maybe it could be Emma's Fantasy. Emma's Fantasy is now 1920s cartoons. Nah. I like it better with the flowers and happy things. Alright, so there we go. We got Steamboat Willie Tank going on there. Let's see what you guys are saying over there. Clem steals Tank's goggles. Could you use the page to show him losing his goggles somehow? That's what I was thinking, but it's like, is it really necessary? I mean, I like being semi-realistic with this, but again, it's like, sometimes I just like to do things because they look better artistically. But let's see, what are you guys saying here? What if he only uses his goggles for a special occasion? Well, he rolls up with his goggles on. That's the thing. He rolls up with his goggles on and then he takes them off. So that's the only reason why I thought it would be weird that he's driving again and he doesn't have his goggles. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so I gotta pull up Clem's bike really quick. Clem's bike is actually an old school ATV that utilizes 3 wheels. I don't know if you guys ever have seen one of those in the flesh, but my dad used to own one of them, and I thought it was like one of the coolest things ever. So I figured, hey, wouldn't that be cool if one of the characters in the comic had one of those? So this is actually Clem, and that's his bike. And it's actually like a 3-wheeled thing. I should have drawn a little bit more of the 3rd wheel there. But he's got like this big old cow scoop on it, and it looks pretty sweet. Or a zombie scoop in this case. So I'm going to be referencing that over here. And yeah. Just want to make sure we're being consistent. Consistent. And let's go ahead and move on with that. Move on with that. I'm feeling very energetic today. I don't know why. I just feel like I have a secret. I feel like I have secrets that have yet to be disclosed to the general public. And that seems to make me very, very energetic. Very energetic. I should have secrets more often. Maybe the secret is sitting on my desk right here. Maybe that's why I'm so excited. Okay, I don't want to torture you guys. I don't want to torture you guys too much. Tomorrow. You will find out. Got good stuff coming. Good stuff. And it involves you. It involves you, the readers. It's not just something that I'm making for you. It's something you get to participate in. And that's all that I can reveal. So get excited. Alrighty then. Okay, I'm taking way too much time on this sketch. I just need to get his hands in there. This is what you call taking too much time, remember? Too much time. Thinking about it too much, okay? Just erase things, look at those general shapes in there. Make sure we know what we're getting ourselves into, right? Okay, gotta pull up Clem's reference here. Just to make sure I get the general outline of his face right. There you go. Alrighty. Alright. So Clem's goggles. We haven't even seen Clem's goggles yet. But maybe I'll make them like shutter shades. Yeah, shutter goggles. Yeah. Just kidding. I don't know. We'll see. He's got shutter goggles. How about that? Bet you never saw that coming, did you? You never saw that coming. Alright. There we go. There's Clem. Looking good, Clem, with those shutter shades. Alright. His head's looking a little bit abnormally large, so I'm going to go ahead and shrink that down. Shrink it down. There we go. The magic of Photoshop comes to our aid once again. And let's go ahead and draw that mustache flying in the wind. Gotta love us some of that. Some of that Clem stash. That's a little bit long. It's a little bit long, even for Clem. But what's funny, guys, is, like I was saying, for those of you who read the little author's notes at the end of part 2, I actually had a lot of fun drawing the adult characters in this. Like, I thought that, you know, I was just going to be like, oh, okay, there's so much of Clem and Tank interacting in this part, and I'm not going to be able to draw Emma or Nico at all. You know, they're in like, I think they're in like 4 panels of the entire part, you know, last part. And it actually ended up being quite the contrary. I enjoy drawing the adult characters way more than I enjoy drawing the kids, which is weird. I mean, well, for right now. I think it's just because it's like a fresh character to start drawing, and it's really, really fun and exciting. I think that there's a little bit more emotion that can be captured in the adults, because like you can do all like the little lines in the eyes, and they have a little bit more realistic proportions with their faces, whereas Emma and Nico are much more kind of cute, kawaii desu, and annoying like that. But yeah, I think drawing the dudes, the biker dudes, the manly men, is really fun. It's a new thing. I'm not used to drawing manly men so much. And not in a comic. Much less in a comic. Okay, so that's good for now. Again, taking way too much time on the sketch. This is just supposed to be things, because this could change later. This could change later. And let's see. Yeah. Oh! False Strider. Great idea! You could have a panel of him pulling his goggles down, possibly. Maybe, I don't know. Like, see, here's the thing: is that because panels are precious. Panels are precious. You got to be careful with how much, especially in this latest chapter or part, because there's so much stuff that has to be communicated within the next 10 pages. That even taking a couple extra panels to show him doing that is like, does that need to be shown? We could actually maybe have his goggles on later. I don't know. Either I'm going to have his goggles down all the time, and I'll have his eyes showing through, because this is basically what we'd see if he had his goggles down, which might not be bad. We basically have his goggles down like this, and then we'd still see his eyes through them. You know, like maybe a little shine on them, but we'd still see his eyes through it, which isn't too bad, actually. Just drawing it like that doesn't look too bad. But, yeah, actually, you know what? Now that I did that, I think I like that more. Yeah, I think I already like that more. It looks a little weird because of his cartoony proportions, but I'll fix that in the final drawing. All right, baby! Strangely, I'm starting to warm up to the fact of Clem having shutter goggles. I don't know, tell me what you guys think about that. If you guys want shutter goggles, you'll get shutter goggles. I guess that's what I want to see down in the comments. Shutter goggles thumbs up or shutter goggles thumbs down. And if I get enough people liking them, then they're staying in. Clem's getting shutter goggles. Alright, so the next panel is Nico and Emma, right? Nico and Emma-san inside of the thingy, the little side pod car. And unfortunately, I closed the freaking thing. Close the freaking thing I was supposed to be using. Okay, there we go. Shutter goggles. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see about that. Alright, I'm pulling this up. Get some reference of our sidecar bike. Gotta love that. It's so funny now, because ever since I started drawing these, like I never saw sidecar bikes. But ever since I've been drawing these, I see somebody riding one of these like every couple months. It's so weird. So weird. I didn't even know they made bikes like this anymore, with like the little side pod thing. But there's people like riding them around, like randomly. It's so cool. Love it. Makes me think about Emma, the live action movie. Yes. Yes. Okay. So that is another conversation for another time, when millions of dollars are involved. But for right now, we just have humble comic. We have humble indie comic. Alright, so I'm kind of liking this. Basically, all of the layout here is feeling pretty good to me. Like Nico's head here, the light here feels good. We're going to have the little mirror sticking out the edge here. So that's good. And then we got the silhouettes of all the other bikers behind them. And then we have pissed off Emma inside of the sidecar, and I do, in fact, like that. Yeah, it's good. Let's give her a little shark fin. The shutter goggles, yes, is all I'm getting so far. So I don't know. We might be seeing some shutter goggles on. Oh no! What have I done? We've given too much power to the people. Too much power to the people. I like it. Shutter goggles. I'm writing it down. Alright. Make sure we're still capturing the stream properly. Good! Good. Good, very good. Alright, continuing. Let's go ahead and just throw in... we don't need to worry too much about this stuff. The more detail we can get in this part, the better. And since we're on stream, I kind of want to clean this stuff up just a little bit. Okay, now I have Surprise Nico. Surprise Nico looking ahead. What could he see? We're actually going to find out on the stream what he sees. He sees a dead dog in the middle of the road. He sees a dead cat that has been... You'd be surprised how much you see that here in Utah. Like, people letting their cats out, and we live right next to, like, a busy road. So these cars are just, like, screaming by at 60 miles an hour. Poor cats. Don't even have a chance. You just instantly become one with the pavement. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. You'll notice you're just driving, you know, the black asphalt, and all of a sudden there's just like this furry white patch of something, you know. Poor little Fluffy. Got a little too courageous. And forever became one with the road. But that is not what Nico is seeing. Nico is seeing something else that is a little more dangerous than a dead cat. And we will find that out in just a moment. If I can draw it with enough clarity that the audience can actually pick it out. Okay, so that's good. So we got Nico going, whoa! If he was in an anime. Whoa! What's that? Maybe make it a little bit of a diagonal panel to add some more action to it. There we go. Diagonal always equals action. Remember that. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. I like that. Good first page. Very good first page. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to our next panels. If you guys can tell what that is, then I applaud you. But I'm going to go ahead and try to redraw it in a little bit more clarity. My lips are crazy chapped. Take care of that really quick. In the meantime, I'm going to read this comment about how Falstrider's grandpa used to have a motorcycle with a sidecar on it. What? I'm jealous. I've always wanted to like ride in one of the sidecars. It's like, what do you do when you're in there? Just like read a book, kick back, play some Game Boy, search the web, update on your Facebook, be like, I'm riding in a sidecar. And you say it to all your friends, brag about it, and they're like, oh, wish I could have rodden in a Wish I could have rodden in a sidecar today. Ridden. Rid yourself. Rid yourself, foul grammar. Alright, moving on. Alright, so let's draw what Nico sees. What does he see in the distance? He sees something. He sees something in the road, but what is it? Let's put those action lines in there. Yeah. Now what does he see? A mass gathering of some sort. A mass gathering of what? I'll give you one guess. That's supposed to simulate a bunch of heads. There you go. And that might be a little bit out of... that might be a little out of focus, or a little bit out of whack. Maybe it needs to be more like this. What is he seeing exactly? He's seeing this. I'm trying to get the road right, because if he's looking ahead, maybe he would see like the other bikers, because they're supposed to be all ahead of him. Because here you can get away with it because I made it really small. Yeah, I think I need to do that. See, this is where you start to come up with panel layouts, ladies and gentlemen. As I try to inhale my own saliva. Because what this is supposed to be, this is supposed to represent all the bikers, little ants, little ant bikers. It's supposed to represent a mass gathering of the dead! Dia de los Muertos. They are actually barging in on a festival of Dia de los Muertos. And the people are all in very convincing costumes, right? So convincing that they think they're actually real zombies. And they're going to run them down. Or something. Okay, so let's try to get this panel. See, it works really well here because it's a long panel, but I'm going to try to do the same thing here. See if we can kind of pull one of these here. Kind of like here's the horizon, and the road just like extends all through here. Here's our bikers, right? Here's the dust cloud. And here's the mass gathering. Yes. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a very large mass gathering. Okay, so, but again, we're just coming up with our general ideas, okay? I like this. However, I think I need to move this road up a tad so we can show more of the bikers about to make their way, right? And we need to push these zombies back a little bit too. Whoa! Undead roadblock. That's right. There we go, because there needs to be just a little bit of time before they hit these dudes. Okay, so that represents our mass gathering. And then what we're going to do to make sure that we understand, like we have the wide pull-out shot, now we need to have the zoom-in shot, right? This will show our zombies. This will show our slow, dumb zombies. So let's go ahead and draw some of those. Let's draw some slow, dumb zombies. And this is really cool, guys, because remember when I said post your zombie designs to Facebook? I may be pulling your design from the Facebook and placing it here, if you are lucky. If you are lucky and I like your designs, which I pretty much liked all of yours. So I'm going to try to cram everybody's design into this one spot. Some will be more visible than others, but rest assured, I will try to get everybody's in there. Everybody's that has been posted recently. Alright, so we got this guy, we got this guy. Maybe he's angry. Yeah. Ah, yeah, angry zombie. And let's focus on like the shape that we want the zombies to be in. Like kind of like this shape. So let's have this guy kind of like, huh? Huh? Yeah. Silly zombie. Yeah. And of course, these are all temporary faces. They're not going to look like this. Oh, we got to have Kel in there. Let's get Kel in there. I forgot exactly what he looks like. That's my best artist rendition of Kel, with a big mouth. There we go. And let's just draw some more zombies in there. Yeah. There we go. Angry zombies. And we'll draw a bunch of these things, a bunch of noise back here. Looks good. Looks good. Let's like have some hands and, you know, grasping for things. I don't know what they're grasping for. There's like some candy or something in the air. Dia de los Muertos. Alright, and have some motion lines coming in and like, oh no! Oh no! What are we gonna do? See, this is where the magic of the comic actually happens, guys. And I say this repeatedly. The comic is not this. This is not the comic. This is the comic. This is what you draw, and then you slowly make it into this, right? But you don't draw this first. If you draw this first, you're doing bad things. And I will find you, and I will slap you. Slap your wrists. You're like, no. Shutter doggles for buttons. An army of buttons. I like it. Alright, so next up, after we see our giant zombie horde blockading the road, what do the bikers do? Do they cry like babies and run away? No. No, they don't. They have a plan for such an occasion. And Tank is going to set that plan in motion, as we see here. So check it out. Alright, so Tank is going to begin making a sort of army gesture. I did a little bit of research on army gestures, and he's going to make a sign or a signal that looks something like this, where it's like a fist going back like that. And I'll have to figure out maybe a better way to illustrate that, but regardless, we're going to see that. Maybe I'll show a little bit more of his shoulder here so we can get a little bit more of the motion of his fist going back. More like that. Yeah! And what this means... Actually, I shouldn't tell you. I'm not going to tell you what this signal means. Because I want you to look it up yourself. Do some education. Do some self-education. Or you can just watch what they do in the next few panels and you'll know what it means. But we might not get to that in the next 10 minutes, so... Or maybe we will. Maybe we will. I don't know. Depends on how crazy I'm getting here. And I'm moving with supreme speed with these layouts. I'm actually feeling good. I made a goal to try to hit page 5 today, right? Try to hit page 5. Not on the show, but just throughout the day. That was just kind of my little goal for, you know, stuff. And we're going to have to draw a little bit of that handlebar sticking through there. And we got to make sure that this is clear, that he's making this signal here. I'll probably end up putting some lines there, my little, hey, look here lines, you know? The little shapes that I like to make when characters, like, it's very anime, but, you know, anime is part of it. Anime is part of the inspiration. A little bit of that. And I like a little bit more of the cartoony stuff that kind of goes through here. So he'll be moving his hand like that. So he'll be like, shoom, like that. And yeah, I gotta figure out a better way to make that motion line. But yeah, basically he'll be doing that, and we'll frame it a little bit better so it's not at the bottom right of the panel. It looks all janky. Let me itch my ear as I think about that. Okay, we're looking good on that. Let's give some teeth on this zombie. And I can't wait. I can't wait to take the designs that you guys have posted to the Facebook and start putting them in here. And if you think you're going to be smart and be like, oh, well, now he's finally doing something, now I'll submit something. No. No. Only the zombie designs that have been submitted to this day will be considered. And if you decide to submit one after this, then I will consider it for another time when there's a bunch of zombies, right? Which will be possibly soon. You never know. Alrighty then. So just in case I forget this, I'm just going to put horde here, right? Draw a little symbol there, right? A little copyrighted symbol from World of Warcraft. There we go. But it's drawn so badly that they can't sue me. That's good. It's technically my style, my crappy style. And we're good with that. Alright, so moving on to page 3. Do I want to show you what is going to happen after Tank makes that gesture? Do I want to show what will happen? Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? We gotta fit in 5 panels into this one. So, let's see if we can do that. So, an idea that I had was we're going to be having a little bit of an animation sequence here, right? Because we're going to show basically the bikers creating a sort of formation. So I need to, whenever I'm doing like a animation panel, I like to have like a 1, 2, 3 or a 1, 2, you know, basically the same panels. That way your eye kind of reads them as, okay, this is the same panel, but there's a motion happening between them. And your mind automatically creates the in-between frames, if you will. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's go here. Okay. So, the idea that I had here was Tank is up front, right? And this is basically how I'm going to lay it out. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay, good. And I'm going to go for probably about 5 more minutes. And then we will end today's daily. And, or rather go into question catapults. By the way, I did commission all the artists out there to create a question catapults picture. That way when I say question catapults, I can switch to something, you know, kind of like I do here, except instead of donations, it will go to question catapults and it'll be awesome. So yes, please, for any of you out there who have a good rendition or a good visual statement that you'd like to make regarding question catapults, please do so and submit it to the Facebook and I will use it. I will use my favorite one. And then I'll talk about how cool you are every time I pull it up. And I'll probably use it, I don't know, maybe I'll change it once a month, kind of like I change the thank you picture once a month. Okay, so we're kind of drawing like a top-down thing here, right? Doing a top-down visual thing happening here. So just going to quickly draw Tank's arm out to the side, right, like that. This is a very crappy rendition of his bike. But they're going, and we've got Clem here. Clem is here with his cool bike, his cool ATV with the 3 wheels. Gotta love that. And let's see if we can make this work. Fat Clem on his bike. This is gonna be interesting. This almost reminds me of like Grand Theft Auto, you know, the old one where it's just like top down and your guy is just like moving like this. Like your guy is like moving like this, right? That's what this reminds me of. And I like it. I do. I really do like it. I'm probably going to have to make this a little bit smaller though because I need a total of 5 bikers to basically come out of the woodwork here and work their magic. So maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller, or maybe I have to reconsider what these panels are going to be. I have to reconsider how big these panels are going to be. Or actually, what I should do is actually have Tank dropped back a little bit. Alright, so we got these guys kind of coming in here. Alright, they're kind of getting in front of Tank. There we go. That's a ATV, a tri-ATV to the best of my ability. For now. Until I really get into this. And then we got this guy with his bike up here. And let's get some other guys in here. Have this guy here. And we'll have these guys here. Cool. Liking it. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2. I said number 2. Number 2 is going to be the bikers in their formation. In the proper formation. Yes, Taft Thompson, it does mean wedge formation. Thank you so much. Kilner saying that's the best rendition of GTA I've ever seen. I couldn't see what I was doing, so I'll have to check that out later. But I can imagine it looked funny. I'm hoping it looked good. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's draw our wedge formation, right? Okay, so we got Clem up front. Clem up front with his weird little pyramid thing. There we go. And then we'll have the other bikers here, and here, and here. Wow, this is awesome. I like this. So like a little pyramid thing and these little onks. They look like onks. For those of you who know what onks are. If not, it probably just sounds like I'm making a funny sound. Alrighty, I didn't know what onks were until I found out that, you know, I was commissioned to do like or I was offered the commission to do a tattoo design. But I decided against it. Because I just didn't want to, nor did I have the time. And the guy wasn't paying much. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish this up here. Okay, so we got these dudes coming up here. Got their bikes here. And yeah, that's pretty good. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end because we're going to get into what happens next on Wednesday. So for now, I'd like to actually ask you guys to cast your question catapults over the castle walls, and I'll send them back to you on a bed of grass. Your time starts now, and if I don't get any questions, I will end today's episode. And until that happens, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the good music. Make them quick. I didn't even ask you to write down your questions today, right? Because I want to proactively encourage on-the-spot thinking, which is what artists are supposed to do. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. I can't wait to go back and see what I did with that GTA impression. That's pretty funny. That was pretty funny. Until then, actually, I'm gonna pull up the Facebook and browse. I'm gonna browse the awesome submissions. So take a stroll with me. Take a stroll with me. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Oh, by the way, if you guys remember a long time ago, like probably last month, I said I went to Macaroni Grill with my little brother, and there they have like these big sheets of paper they put over the entire table, and they give you crayons to draw with, right? So naturally, I was like, hey, let's just go out, let's get some pizza, and let's draw some pictures on here. Let's draw some pictures. Let's see if we can fill up this entire thing. It's like huge. Like it must be like maybe 3 by 3, like 3 feet by 3 feet across, maybe 4 feet. Who knows? That's just my on-the-spot measurement guesstimation. But yeah, we did all kinds of awesome things. If you look in here, you can find such things as giraffe down here. You got the squirrel, Bonkers. We've named him Bonkers, reaching for the toe. You got 1920s cartoon Emma. You got Emma-san, with the S being a 5, of course. And all kinds of other cool things, like pizza buttons. So yeah, I hope you guys like that. Can we use question trebuchets? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Trebuchets? Instead? The answer is yes. You may launch your questions with whatever means you find about you. Killnerve asks, how can I change my donator name? That isn't my name. I don't know. Let me double check. Actually, send me an email and just let me know if there is a problem with your name on there, and then I will fix it. I will fix it. Alright, so let's go ahead and head on over to the photos. Yes, see? So we got cool stuff like this. Pepe, you're definitely getting in. That's a good one. There's going to be, like the little hat. That's going in there for sure. And we got this sexy thing right here. Love that. That's going in. I like the girl zombies. We haven't done a lot of girl zombies yet, so I'm definitely going to be including those. This one here, too. Pepe is just rocking them. Pepe is just rocking the zombie designs. Gotta have pie in there. I will have pie. I will have my pie and eat it, too. And, of course, Alicia's. I'll have to see if I can get all of your guys' zombies in there. I'm sure I'll be able to. Some might be more prominent than others, but I will try to get them in there, for sure. Alrighty. Do you want the question catapult splash page noted to be posted to the Emma or the KNKL page? Either or. I check both of them, so it's fine. I think I might notice it quicker if it's on the Emma one, but that's just my thing. Alrighty, peoples, and with all that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and end today. Let's go ahead and cue up the cool outro music. Thank you guys once again for joining me live on Ustream. For those of you on YouTube, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. My name is Kienan Lafferty. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Tutorial Tuesday and our awesome announcement. Until then, you guys take care.